In this session, we are going to model this particular project where we look into the sweep and other scenarios in composite. So let us start with this particular direction, or you can say the trajectory, and position this and draw this tube, and after that you have to position this and then you have to mirror to that side. And in project 2 we are going to create the 3D sketch, and we are going to create this pipe and understand this, the complete path you have to capture, and then you have to create the tube. And in project 3 we are going to create this customized spring, compression spring, and how to add this. The spring data here given, height is 72.5, the pitch is 10, the diameter of the spring is 50, and diameter of coil is 7, and based on that you have to position and customize this. So we'll start with the helical curves, and then we have to customize and add this information so that the composite curve can be created, and then you have to sweep and finally draw this model. And couple of other exercises are also there for you. So after understanding this, I will demonstrate those. Let us open from our exercise folder this particular file so that I can show you and explain you clearly what we have done. So this is the first instance which you have to do. So you have to go for the sketch 1 and sketch 2. The sketch 1 comprises of your profile and another trajectory. So sketch 1, if you see this is about a circle, and sketch 2 is your trajectory which you have to create in the front plane. So after creating this, when you go for the thin sweep, you have to select the sketch and your path, and then thin feature, when you select that option, will control in fact the follow path and default directions we have given, and it will be followed. So once you do this, then you are going for the boss feature where we are adding this extrude, and then we are going for the hole here, and then we are going for the pattern. So after creating the pattern, again the same thing we are repeating here, and again the hole and then the pattern, and after that the corresponding plane which we are going to refer till that the boss which is extruded will be selected. So the sketch profile will be placed on the plane, and that will be extruded till the surface, that is followed by up to next, and finally we will be placing the hole here so that the water can be circulated through this valve. There is the flange which you can create in this way. In the second project, the 3D project curves which you see here can also be done in the same way. So the sketch where you are referring is basically the tube profile here, and next is the 3D sketch which you can create by using your directions. So when you go for the 3D sketch, just you have to follow your direction, and then you have to follow your this particular path which you talk about. So I can show you this particular scenario. So when you go for sketch as a 3D sketch, here when you start referring, you get the direction. And when you go for the tab, you can see XY is changed, and you can follow in this particular direction. Tab, tab, and you can follow in this particular direction. And I can go to the selects, and also you can directly go to the exit, and you can go to your simple sketch which can be along this path, and you can position and draw your sketch. So this directly can be controlled and done here. So when you go to this particular sketch, this is your 2D sketch, and when you go to the 3D sketch here, you can independently work with this, and you can go for the fillet even between this or between this, or maybe between any typical corners, and you can update this. and this is the sketch which you can see here. I'll just exit this. Now directly you can go to the sweep feature, and this is your profile, and this is your path which you are going to select, and you can create like this 3D path curve driven features. And finally we'll look at the Spring project where we're going to understand this particular scenario. So here you can see the sketch which we are going to drive, but the composite curve you can see that comprises of small pieces. So initially you can see this particular sketch curve you can create with the radius 12.5, 60 length, and again 16 as your radius. After creating this, we can move to the second sketch where you can just create this particular profile which will be tossed to your helix. And when you create the helix, so this is till this point. That means when you are going to attach this particular curve, which I can show you. And these all composite curves I can show you. So when you go to this particular curve here, and when you go to this particular curve, these are the open domain, and again you have added this, so helix at the center. So after that you can join those curves and you can make it composite curve. So in my session I have already discussed this composite curve where you can create this composite curve, and then we can directly go for the sweep. And couple of exercises are there for you which you need to practice. This is one where you have to practice the shell and the thin features where you have to capture this dimension, and this another exercise where you have to record all the dimensions and then you have to work with the, and another final project will be to create this particular surface where you have to refer these dimensions. Just pause this and get all the details and try to capture. And finally you have to create this particular feature by referring this, and these are the detailed dimension of that. Thank you.